Good evening. I received a text last night, and it motivated me to do a video about happiness. So today's video is going to be called Happy. Very simple, but yet so complex, right? Um, what does it mean to be happy? It's based upon perception. Happiness is what you make it, because what can make you happy may not make me happy. A lot of people sometimes want so much to make them happy, but really is kind of like to compensate for something. A lot of us go through a lot in life. Sometimes we can't cope with our past. Something that we deal with right now is really a manifestation. I'm sorry, a manifestation of the pain that we had dealt with from something else. So say that you want to get all of these luxurious name brand things, but it's only because you're used to being poor. But it's just like, okay, at the end of the day, what do all of these name brand, clothes and getting this car, that you could barely afford, what does it all do for you? Um, th- just you get into relationships just because you're alone. It's a lot of things that go into it. It is just a matter of what makes you happy. So, from personal experience, I would like to believe that I was naturally pessimistic because I used to overthink a lot. To a certain extent, I still do. But when I did overthink, we can go back maybe 7 years ago. A lot of negative thoughts just came to my mind. Just because I used to think the worst. So now, I this started for me. It started my 12th grade year in high school. Right before I graduated. I just was sick of it. I was tired of feeling bad about myself and um, bad about situations that I was going through, and the situations probably weren't even as bad as I thought them out to be. But that was the thing. I thought them. And the thing that we need to realize is that our life is really it all begins with how we think about ourselves. Once we feel in also how we feel. You know, if we feel good about ourselves, we're going to think good about ourselves. If we think good about ourselves, it's going to show in our posture, the way we act, basically, our body language, rather. So the spirit, the mind, and the body, it's all linked together. But how do you start that? You start with yourself. You can never really be happy until you start inside here. Once it starts inside here, no one can break that. The only person that can break that is you. And I learned in physics, as we all should if you've gotten that far in science. I hate science, by the way. Um, you cannot create or destroy energy. All you can do is transfer it. You can expand it and you can decrease it, but you can't destroy it or create it. So I can tell you all the good things about yourself, but it's up to you to continue that momentum. It's up to you to stop that transfer. I can tell you something bad about yourself. It's up to you to believe it, and vice versa. Only person that can stop you is really you. I mean, you can tell me that I can't do 100 push-ups, right? And it's really up to me to try. And everything is hypothetical until we actually try to do it. And that's with anything in life. We can have all the theories and all the logic in the world, but everything is hypothetical until we actually attempt to do it. And that's just life. That's the way I look at it. So I mean, how can you be happy? I mean, you have to take time to know yourself. See what makes you happy. What is your perception of happiness? Is it $1 million? Is it, to be in a good relationship? Or is it just to wake up in the morning and be able to walk? And just realize that you're actually blessed, because you made it to another day. You were able to look up to the ceiling. You were able to walk on your 2 feet without any assistance. You're able to have a good paying job or just a job in general. All of us don't have the jobs that we desire. Hopefully, you will want a career. But I mean, the thing is, you might not be where you want to be right now, but the thing is, do you have the mindset to prep yourself for where you actually want to go? Do you even know where you want to go? Do you have any idea? Me myself, I would like to believe I have talents in so many areas. I can't really say I know exactly what my purpose is and what I plan to do, but I know I'm going to do something very good, very impactful, and very great. I just feel it inside, and it's okay to not really know exactly where you're going to go per se, but just go somewhere. At least start. You have to start somewhere. You can't just be stationary in this life. And for me, what makes me happy is just improving. Improvement is just an addiction that I've grown to develop. Um, and actually, seeing other people happy is what makes me happy. Simple stuff. Like when I see a black father with his daughter or his son spending quality time alone, it can kind of be sad because they might not have the mother, in the picture at all, but because I've been conditioned to see more single mothers, it makes me happy to see a black father spending quality time with their children. When I see people jogging, in the street, well, not on the street, but up at, on the sidewalk rather, if you want to be technical. Um, that makes me feel good because people are trying to do something productive for themselves, long term. Health is a big issue, and when you see other people trying to improve, that should make you happy because that should also motivate you to do the same. So I mean, it's very simple things that make me happy, and actually the best reason to be happy is no reason at all. Because once you don't have a reason to be happy, no one can take nothing from you, right? Because a lot of these material things that make people happy, like okay, this hat, you take that hat, or all the hats that you see me wearing these videos, it's like okay, that makes me happy. Anyone can take that away, okay? So you're not gonna be happy anymore because all of your hats are gone, really? What I mean, all the video games, all the shoes that you bought, all the clothes. You shouldn't put your happiness in material things or in other things because those can be taken away from you. You can't take your soul away. I mean, you can die, but no one can take something that you built. Once you begin and start that happiness within yourself, no one should be able to take that from you unless you allow them to. And that's my point. Once you create your own happiness, no one should be able to take that from you unless you allow them to. And you just have to be very wary of who you allow into your circle and into your life. And just be cautious and be very aware. And I think that's kind of explains it. And if I don't explain it all, and if I have any additional thoughts that I could come across, I'll make a sequel to this. But this is how I became happy, and I'm still working on it too. And hopefully, I help somebody else out there. Y'all just be cool, y'all.